Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a haul video. It's a haul of inherited scrappy supplies, and most of these supplies I think date back to the 90s. They were the much loved supplies by someone I never met, the mother of my former daughter in law, Nikki. Nikki is mom of Allie and Ava. Um, their mother's name, or Nikki's mom's name, was Wendy, and she passed away before I knew Nikki and before Nikki joined our family. Um, and I have been gifted with some of her supplies in the past, and I use those. I usually mention that I'm using when they use those. I try to use some little bit of Wendy's supplies on most of the pages that I do about her granddaughters, and recently her husband Charlie died, and Nikki was over kind of cleaning out his home, and there were all of these craft supplies. I'm going to turn the camera now and kind of show you what I'm working with, and then I'll go through. I have gone through them only insofar as to kind of separate some of the papers because they were kind of all over the place, and to take the what you see here out of the cardboard boxes that were used to get them out of the out of Charlie's house into the car, and then out of Nikki's car into down here to my little basement abode. There's a lot of stuff here, and I'm thinking that I can use most of it. Um, it's just I'm thrilled with all of it, and I've told Nikki I've asked her permission to do this video and share her mom's supplies, and I think teaching myself to use some of the things that she has will help build my skills. And there are just lots of things. Nearly everything here is something that I probably would have bought. I didn't start scrapping until long after Wendy did. And so a lot of these things I've never seen before, never seen in a store or online or anywhere. So I'm going to have fun with these things. So let me kind of swing this around. I'm gonna start, I guess, right there. There are these 4 plastic units with drawers. This one is missing a couple drawers, but they're very sturdy, and I think I'm definitely going to be able to use those for storage. There's a kind of a pile of things. There's a big light box there. I have a very small light box, and I'm honestly not quite sure what to do with the big one, but I've got some ideas. Diane, my friend from Australia, gave me a great idea. She used a stencil and traced out. It was a brick stencil. She traced out the bricks and made a very unique background. So that's maybe something I can do with the tracer. There's a gigantic Xyron machine back there. I have a little small purple plastic Xyron, and Xyrons are used to kind of make stickers out of ephemera and things like that. So I used to use my Xyron a lot. Lately I use so much foam behind things, but I'm sure I'll be able to use that. And it has several boxes of refills. So let's get started. I'm going to kind of pull let me do the papers first, and as I do those, I'm going to put them on the floor. This is the stack of it's the stack of just cardstock, 12 by 12 cardstock. And this one, this yellow one, had been punched with a leaf punch that is in there somewhere. And I'm going to punch some more leaves out of this same paper because she did it 20 some odd years ago. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make a page. And I may even use what she's got here as a stencil. I just, any way that I can pay, I can honor her love of this craft and her passing before she had scrapped all the pages she wanted to scrap. And I know that because in among the supplies is a bag, I'll get to that in a minute, of memories that she had intended to scrap and didn't get to. So, very sad, and I feel just ever so slightly bad about celebrating that I have all these things, but I want to be sure that her memory is in everything I make with her supplies. So let me kind of tell you what I'm going to do. I file my cardstock by color, so these are going to get put away like that. So I'm going to put them down on the floor for now. This is a huge bag of, it's all 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I also file that by color. I don't have room to incorporate this in it right now, so I'm going to have to shuffle my storage a little bit, and I will put that away when I've done so. This is the bag of memories. I'm probably going to go through, I know this photo came from one, this was taken, I don't like that, 2003, I guess. And then there are other like itineraries from cruises. I think that's mostly what this is. So I'm going to sit down and talk with Niki about what all of this is, and I'll see if she has some maybe pages that her mom did from this trip, and maybe I'll try to complete a few just to make a sort of a memory book to give to Niki so that she'll have that memory. This is another pack of, these are pattern papers, and I will go through these and pick out papers that let me kind of show you what that's a big package of papers. I'll go through that, figure out which ones I will use and which ones I will donate, and if ones that I don't think I'll use the front of or white on the back, I'll use them as white cardstock. So that goes on the floor. There's another stack of papers that I found separately. These are, I don't know that I'll use these. These are paper packs by David Walker, and I don't think I've ever had any David Walker paper, but he had an alpha set that was sold, I can't remember if it was Hobby Lobby or Joann, but I recognized that font. I bought all of the alpha sets that I found at the time when I found the first one, I went out and bought more. They were thin letters, not, this was before thickers became so popular, but I love them and I love the font. These are baby patterns. I think they can be used for something else. This one has some little bunny rabbits on it and sunshines and butterflies that I could punch out or fussy cut and use for Calvin ballpoints. But just because I love David Walker, I've kind of kept those together. Haven't opened them to see what they're like inside. These papers are ones that I pulled that I think I can use the front. This one, actually, I'm not going to show you every piece of paper, but this one has this beautiful navy and white scroll pattern on the outside of the frame, and I thought I could cut a piece of white cardstock to go inside that and use that as a frame. And who wouldn't want to make a page with multicolor marbles? And I was thinking of having a crazy selfie, taking a crazy selfie and doing a page about I found them. I'd lost my marbles and now I found them. So, and there's some, this is, I love navy blue these days, but it's a navy and white stripe, and then there's a gold and beige version of the same stripe. Just some interesting papers, like I said, that I've never seen anything like this. Crocuses, just a really beautiful pattern of crocuses. So I just think I can do something with these. So these are the ones that I'll probably keep them separately. I will not mix them in with my other stash, and they will be forever, you know, in an iris box with things from Mickey, or from, not Mickey is her mom, Gigi, but from Wendy. Okay, I'm going to put those back on the chair. So now I'm just going to kind of go through, I'll get through this first. I'm going to maybe do this. This is a stamp of a ribbon that goes in a corner. Not sure that how I would use that. I don't think I'd have ever bought that, but it raises some interesting possibilities. If nothing else, I'm going to use it on a page for Calvin Ball because we get a point for having a bow. So I'm going to put all the stamps back in here. All the stamps are woodblock stamps. I say that, and then I come up with this one. This is a rubber stamp of a leaf, and it's really beautiful. And I'm pretty sure I'd have bought that and I would use it. So I'm definitely going to keep that. So I'm going to put, this one is kind of a tangly briar bramble wreath. So I'll put that in there. What is this? This is adhesive spray to use for vellum. Have you ever wondered how to adhere vellum? I have. I generally apply at my wet or dry adhesive where it won't show and tuck it under something, but this would actually allow me to adhere. So that's going to go up on the shelf with other things. I have some non-adhesive spray or non-acid spray. This is two-way glue, a glue pen. I'll test those out, and this is an adhesive applicator. I don't know if there are any fills for that, but again, I'll test it. If it's usable, I will use it. And I have places where that gets stored. This is the box for that adhesive. So that will go to the recycle bin. Mini glue dots, I definitely can use those. These look like, yeah, they're black photo corners, so I can always use those. I'm going to kind of put these things back in here, and I know that they'll go somewhere. There's some more of that glue. This is crystal, 3D crystal, I want to say it's crystal lacquer. It's probably the same thing as, oh, what's the stuff from Ranger? This is a circle drawer. This is, it can evenly cut mats around any shape photo. It's from back in the days when you used to cut photos into the shape of tulips. I didn't ever do that, but this is a sticker that's like multicolor music notes. Kind of cute. And so I'm going to put this separate. This is actually a sticker. It would go in a different place. These are kind of utility sorts of things. Mounting adhesive, more black photo corners, another tape runner, more glue sticks and different types of adhesives. These are like sheets of mounting adhesive, acid-free, and some sticky dots. So I'm going to put I'm going to put the photo corners over with some things, the adhesive and utility kinds of things. I'm going to put back in this drawer. And these are all, I'll know that I have to test these, and then I'll put them away if they're still good. Okay, now. So that's one container. This is a little box of small, well, gosh, okay. I was going to say small stamps, but there's not a stamp on them. It looks like, okay, you do it yourself. These are the little rubber stamps, and you glue them onto she's only used one, this leaf. So I will do that. I love small stamps like that because you can use them on layouts to get Calvin ball point. I'm in a Calvin ball state of mind lately. So I will definitely use those. Let me put that in there. This is another thing for the recycle bin. This is the box, the container for the circle cutter that I found in that drawer. So I'll put that there. What is this? Patterned and dimensional papers. Paperbilities. This looks like kind of some frames. I don't think I would use these, so this will go in the donate pile. This is a piece of vellum, and I will definitely use vellum. I'm going to put it here with my papers that I know I'll use. I die cut vellum shapes for Calvin ball. Vellum is one of the points on there. Punch and die cut. These are some film strips. They're black cardstock film strips, and the spaces in them are big enough I could probably print some photos that size. And some of them Now I guess they're all, I was going to say some are rectangular and some are square, but I guess they're all rectangular. So definitely can use those. We'll definitely put those in the used pile. This looks like it's choose your own album pages designed for self-adhesive pages. I'm not sure. Okay. It's this. And then you put photos back on there. Not sure how I'll use those, but I think I'll put them in the, try these out, and if you don't if you don't use them, then they can be donated. This is another one of those Paperbilities papers. These papers look a little slightly more usable, but not my style, so I'm gonna put that there. What is this? This is cardstock. It's it looks like grayish craft, and it's an art paper like that you would draw or paint on. Very high cotton content, it says, for drawing, decoupage, paper sculpture, drawing, and mixed media. So I've never owned any paper like that, and it's an interesting color, so I might definitely play with that. So that goes probably, I'm going to put it in this pile because it goes with some art paper. Ooh, mulberry paper. Mulberry paper. Every once in a while, mulberry paper shows up in a requirement, like it's like a requirement for like a grab 5 or something. This is gorgeous, so definitely keeping that. Oh my goodness, I was having trouble finding keys. A key for a Calvin ballpoint, and look, here are some stickers, and there are keys and pens and watches. Really cool. So this becomes a supply that's kind of stays over here. I love these stickers of wooden rulers. So amazing. Scrap and Treasures. This is an unopened pack of what looks like vintage ephemera papers, and there are some, looks like tags and envelopes in there. Definitely gonna hang on to that. And I don't have any special place. Let's start this stack up on top of here. This is another vintage sticker. I actually pulled a couple stickers from here to use on a page about the girls the other day, and so I'm going to put that up there with that. Photo Memories Accents. This is like a book of punch outs, like a sticker book, but you punch them out. I'm not sure I'd use these much, but there are probably a few things I could, so I'm going to put it back up there. I have a couple more of those. This is a book from Creating Keepsakes. What's the date on it? I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm not finding a date on it, but it's all about heirloom scrapbooking. I don't do a lot of that, and I generally, and don't throw things at the screen when I say this, I generally don't like those kinds of pages, but I have inherited a huge box of photos from my mother's family, both her mother's side and her father's side, and there's some from my father's family. My brother gave me those a while back, and there are some photos that look like they could use that treatment, and I may get some pointers. So I'm keeping that magazine. I guess that's my way of saying that. This is another one of those vintage supplies, and this is those scrap and treasures. This is a travel themed one. This is some paper, that's been die cut on the edges. So that. What are these? This is 4 printed. Here's some supplies for some vintage scrapbooking. I'll look into it in conjunction with the other things that I showed you before, and we'll see. Stickers of cups. I suppose there's a story to be told about the teacups that my grandmother had that she promised me that were rifled through before I managed to get hold of them. But maybe not. This goes in the trash or recycling. This pack of things I need to go through, and I'm gonna say probably half of it will be useful and I'll keep, and the other half will get donated. This is again kind of heritage scrapping supplies. So I'm going to put these kind of here. I think that's all I think that's all the paper stuff, but this drawer has fast formulas, page layout methods to help you create an entire album and more. It's got some sketches and some plans. I generally don't do pages like this, but I think I'm going to keep it to kind of show how the craft has grown, how it's evolved. And this is an interesting piece of history. So I'm going to put it up there. Let's see what we have here in the rest of the drawer. The rest of this looks like page map kinds of things. These are Wendy's own notes about kind of page design, and maybe part of a class that she took. It looks like it's creative memories stuff. And then this looks like a photo sleeve, and it's got scraps in it, so nothing. I know I can use that piece of silver paper right here because silver has just been added as a rule for Calvin Ball, and I can die cut or punch some silver things and add to the pages. Otherwise, this just goes to the recycle bin. Okay, next drawer. What is the, okay, that's the creative memory stuff. I doubt that I will use that, but I'll put it where I can look at it again. Okay, now we have a drawer that is filled with, these are some personal notes of Wendy's. Near the sea, we forget to count the days. Won't you come into my garden? These are maybe some, and look, there's a sketch of a page that she wanted to, oh, pen and ink sketches. She was an art teacher and an artist, so that was actually an art design. That didn't have to do with scrapbooking, maybe, but it's worth keeping because it's a piece of her. The rest of what's in here are shaped scissors. Anybody remember these? I already have a pretty good supply of these. And she has her foil in there for sharpening them. I think I saw a hole punch. There's a hole punch there and another hole punch there. I will check those out, and I'm going to let those shaped scissors stay in that drawer. This is a drawer of ink pads and some paintbrushes and some spray fixative, pigment ink. It's likely dried up, but I will test it and see if any of it can be used. And if it can, I will use it. So let me get that back in there and this back down here, and we don't have too much left to go through. A drawer of stamps. There's a little prize ribbon, pretty leaf sprig. I use leaf sprig stamps a lot, so that one will definitely get used. I'm going to put all of these in here. Look, a music note. Oh, I like that. A journaling block that kind of looks like a notebook, and I can definitely use that. This is so cool. You could stamp this and cut it out in pieces. You could cut this out of vellum or something, and then you could make a snow globe or shaker pocket, out of it. And look at another journaling block that looks like a clipboard with a pencil tied to it. Love it, love it, love it. This is a stencil to be used with the light tracer, the light box. Excuse me. This is a firefly. I have one that is it's by the same company. It's a palm tree, and I used to use it a lot. This is kind of cute. Again, a bow and a circle. I suppose you could do a circle. You could stamp it, use the circle-y photo or embellishment. Fish. Love the fish, and they're small, tiny fish. Could use that on pages for Johnny. Little kind of look like fabric hearts. That stamp's never been used. This is like a Christmas ornament that's a mandala. It's gorgeous. I will definitely use that. I might practice some where you paint on stamps and then use them. Another leaf sprig, a little tiny snowflake, compass rose, canceled postmark, paw, and some cherry. Okay, so those go in there. Let me pull. This is going to go pretty fast from here on out, I think, because we're closing. This is great, and you could stamp that and cut, use a craft knife to cut out the middle, and then, you know, create a dimensional, you know, add some dimension to it and have a photo, let it frame a photo there. So that goes in with the stamps. I have a big basket where I have my stamps that are still on blocks. I did a project several years back where I took I was doing a lot of card making, and I had just gotten a MISTI. So I peeled the stamp off the blocks and then put them in clamshell holders. And I have so many clamshell holders so that I could use them on my MISTI, with my MISTI. And that perfection that you get from a MISTI is great for card making. I don't need it as much for scrapbooking because I tend to use it in mixed media where I'm just maybe getting a slight impression of the stamp and so forth. So I will keep those on blocks and use them that way. These are more of Wendy's notes and some addresses, things like that. I'm going to leave that in the drawer and I'll go through that later. I'm not sure what we have here. Tags. I can definitely use tags. I'm going to put that in the I can use these now kind of pile. I'm going to put that right up there. Oh, and some, I'm not sure, they're dried leaves and they're real leaves and they're gorgeous, and I adding those to a floral cluster will be amazing. More just beautiful white tags that I can stamp and use. This is some travel information and some receipts. That's kind of personal, her personal stuff I'm going to put there. Poly shrink sheets. I actually have some of those in my stash. Shrink plastic. I haven't used it. I don't think I've ever used it on a scrapbook page. I used to play with it with the kids. Memorabilia pockets for your scrapbook pages. That could be interesting. Mounting adhesive, some more adhesive, more memorabilia pockets, some notes, magazine clippings. I will put all of these kind of personal notes and vintagey stuff in this drawer and put that back in that holder. This item has nothing to do with scrapping, but Charlie's name was Charlie Brown, and this is a Charlie Brown tree. It's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and it looks like it's never been used, but it's a tiny little tree that I will definitely have out every Christmas because Charlie's grandkids will always be at my Christmas table. Let me pull, before I go get the other box, there is this, which I've never seen. Well, another stamp of some hearts. Definitely can use that. I've never seen anything like this. Let me put these I'll put those up there. It is a die cutting system that uses, I think the price was on it. This is $439. It's a $439 set. It has these little dies like so. That cuts the letter C. And I suppose that you put it in here with a piece of paper and you get yourself a C out of it. And so there's a whole alphabet, and I think, well, no, there are two different alphabets. There may be some images in there, but I will definitely go through that and try to see. That might be handy for cutting when you want to do a custom, your own alpha out of, cutting alphas out of a pattern paper. And sometimes there are challenge requirements that have you doing that. And so that might be nice. I'm going to put this over on the floor so I can bring these other things forward. I haven't done this box or this. I'm going to leave the rest of that stuff back over at the back because it's mostly those things in the big boxes, which I'm not going to bring forward. Okay, more stamps. That's like a little signpost. Some beautiful hybrid roses. And this is a curved handle stamp block. And it shows that leaf stamp, this leaf stamp. So it's from the same, okay, so you would use that to kind of apply that. That might be fun to play with. So I'm going to put that up here. A vanishing ink pen. This is just the holder for it. If the ink pen is in there, it has truly, well and truly vanished. This is oh my goodness, a beach chair. Isn't that cute? And I could, on pages about John and me at the beach, I could add, or at the pool, I could stamp a couple of these because, our symbol was the two chairs. Here is another kind of a frame, which is kind of rough hewn wood frame. Put that in there. I will keep that and reuse it. This looks like a box of twine. Looky here. I was just on a video this morning talking about I have this thin twine that I'm running out of and I don't know where to buy it. And here's some and little beads. Okay, I will put all this back in here. Suffice to say that there is everything from these little Christmas lights to these little jingle bells, this blue twine, a dark green twine, and a lot of natural twine. Some of it's necklace cord, black or very dark navy blue, and some little wood beads. Jewelry making supplies, I think, is what I'd classify this, but I'm going to use it in my scrapbook, my scrapbook pages. Okay, love this stuff. I'm going to put this box down. I'm going to have fun putting all this stuff away, right? Okay, this box contains another stamp. It's an oval frame. I'll put that away in there. A couple of hearts joined by a ribbon, and one that says handmade by. This is a row of stars, and this is a beautiful row of dogwood. And those go in the stamp basket. Now we're starting on punches. And this, I don't know what that is. I've never used anything like this. I guess it is a rotary cutter. I don't know what to do with it, and so we'll see. There's a little border stamp or punch, a little flower. I think I actually have that same little flower. A snowflake, another flower, and a star. So some basic shapes there. These are heavy. Ooh, a balloon punch. I like having balloons on birthday pages. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes. A couple of X-Acto knives and a little pack of blades. Yes, yes, yes. Many times yes. Put that right there. Use that immediately. A Christmas tree, a corner, a flower, a butterfly, a little foot, and that pretty maple leaf that I showed you she had started punching out of the yellow paper. A music note. Let's see, what is this one? A heart. She kept hers in little acrylic boxes, and I've never done that. This is another kind of a corner stamp. Oh, some die cut or punched music notes. So that can be used right away. Oh, there's one made with polka dotted paper. And this looks like a die cut and embossed boot. I will I'm going to stack those in instead of trying to put them back in the drawer unit. This drawer looks like it contains some miscellaneous things. There are some musical, it's like pre-made die cuts. There's a ticket and some things that to do with music. There are guitars and saxophones and stuff. So I'll put that in with my embellishment supplies. This looks like some plain, oh look, this is pattern paper that looks like a yellow notebook paper and some other things. This, and then these are stickers and die cuts and several different themed sorts of things. This one vintagey, but most of them are bright colors. There's this set of greenery. I've got a, she used that one stamp and was playing around with coloring it looks like. There's some like dog tags. There's some military, someone had gone into the military. There's some graduation themed stickers. So I'm going to put these things in here. I'll go through and decide what I can use and what I can't. So the only thing I haven't showed you in detail is the Xyron and the light tracer, and I think you can probably figure out what those are. I'm going to wrap this up. I think my big find, oh, okay, here, on top of here, there are some pop dots that are actually perfectly good for being 20 years old. And I think she must have known, even back in the 90s, that that someday a Katie bug would come into her or her daughter's life. This is 1998. It's a foam sticker or a foam piece, and there are two of them of ladybugs. So those will end up on some Katie pages where Katie is with Ava or Allie or both. And there are some metal zoo animals. There's an elephant and a zebra and a giraffe and a lion and a leopard. And there's another set of loose ones. These are buttons, I guess, also zoo animals. So I found those early on that were kind of lying loose in one of the boxes. So I think we've gone through it all, and I have some stuff that I'm going to go use at this red hot minute. And my camera is sitting on top of a brand new, never used Fisker's self-healing cutting mat. So I have another cutting mat. So I'm really grateful to Niki for gifting me with these things, and I know that she trusts that I will use them in the spirit in which they were given, kind of as to honor Wendy's memory, and to create and decorate pages for Wendy's grandchildren that she would have made had she known them. And I feel very fortunate to have known them and for them to be in my life. So I thank you for watching, and I hope you're with me in celebrating the bonanza that all of this is. In terms of adding to my stash and kind of adding a little variety to it. I love all the stamps and the punches. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.